Hi everybody, here's your opening round content for the 4th of July Tournament Expert Division here on the channel. A thumb up will be massively appreciated if you don't mind, and make sure you're a subscriber. Totally free to do so. 6 holes per video, that means there will be 3 parts. Make sure you watch them all. Each part will have timestamps in the video description down below, and as always plenty of drops, but please take a token or 2 if possible and put in any tweaks or changes according to your club levels, balls and play style. Good luck, here we go. On this par 4 we set up with the quarterback 9 and 10, top of plus 10 yards, the white ring touching the rough on the left. Then we switch to Apoc and Thorn bag. We're going to go with a Kingmaker here, 5.8 top spin and 2 left spin in low wind. You can of course switch to a Titan, you could even switch to a Titan in high wind as well, but this shot has been dialed in with wind between 8 and 9, so the approach might need some tweaks if you have high wind with a Titan. Adjust max plus 10 takes me to plus 6 yards with Apoc 5 and above, so it's going to be a slowish needle. Outer wall curl to the left, full overpower. Apoc 4 is going to have a shakier needle though, so bear that in mind. If you want to go with a higher power ball, you could actually switch to a luminary, because I'm only using 2 bars of side spin to the left. Will give you a slower needle. Drive distance you want somewhere around 350 yards. Second shot, move your target up and have the red ring touching the fringe at the back of the green where it meets the green with the ball guide over the pin. Plus 3, that is your red fringe check on the notepad. Then we're adding spin, we're going with 3 backspin, and it's very important here you get your position right, otherwise you will come in short, and you want to have the third bounce in the front half of the cup in line with the pin. Okay, so don't worry about the rest of the ball guide, just look at that third bounce in the front half of the cup, because we've got headwind to deal with. Plus 3 for your red fringe check, going to be 48 on the slider, 10% elevation, pull over the bullseye. It's near enough a straight headwind shot, this one, so it works out quite nicely. Maybe a little bit of right to left, but nothing to worry about. 2% per yard here if you're at a different red fringe check. Just modify your slider accordingly, and we're dropping it very nicely for the eagle. We are going to find position with our sniper, right edge of the inner ring touching the rough line, the outside edge of that, at the top of plus 5 with sniper 10, top of plus 7 with sniper 9. Now it helps to be able to see the ball guide when you add spin. It's going to be approximately 0.8 top spin and around 2.2 right spin, but I'm really looking at the tip of the ball guide touching the intersection of the 4 green squares. I'll give you a zoom in, and there it is. So if your position is slightly off, just tweak the spin, get the ball guide in that spot. You would be best to take a token to find the position correctly, just to get your eyes used to that. Mid plus 15, power 3 settings. Use sniper 10 numbers here and make sure you hit perfect. A great right is going to miss the rough, and of course you will be in the rough at the back of the green. So I would recommend a precision ball, but of course you don't have to use one, but it absolutely helps on this setup. If you're not feeling comfortable with this, just play a standard bounce down instead, bouncing on the fairway. But landing in the rough very nicely there, you can see a great right will not be safe, but we get the hole in one. Aggressive option here with the bullseye in the middle of the bunker at the top of plus 24 with Apoc 5 and above, P5 max rest with Apoc 4. We're going to add spin, 5.8 top spin and 2 bars side spin to the left. We're using a Berserker because we're going to get into Thorn range. So make sure you've packed the Thorn. Max plus 10, power 5 settings, because that's the ball that we're using. And once we've made our adjustment there, you can see for me it's about 8.9 rings by the looks of things. I'm going to push up. So we're at plus 3, and you'll see I'm pushing up in a straight line to the top of plus 18. So that's 15 yards push up in total. And that's the same regardless of your club level. Max overpower, outer wall curl to the left. It's a fairly slow needle. Less slow with Apoc 4, of course, but you've got a great ball either side, I would think, with this setup. Bouncing over very, very comfortably, not threatening the rough. Drive distance is going to be in the region of 460 yards. Red fringe check, so red ring touching the fringe in line with the pin, and it's where the fringe meets the fairway. And then we look at the plus yards. It gave me plus 6 there, so we're going to use that for our slider. 1 backspin, 1 right spin. Now the important thing here is getting the aim correct. And there is a point where the ball guide just jumps a little bit, so make sure you're in a good spot here. You might need to tweak the spin, but you can see the ball guide aiming at the hole, but just stopping slightly short because there is some tailwind here that we're dealing with. So for the +6 red ring fringe check, we're going to go 68% slider and 10% elevation, 2% per yard. So if your check is +7, you're further away, so you need to go 70% and so on. Pull over the bullseye and then just focus on hitting perfect with a nice centered ball, no overpower. Hitting perfect here is going to bounce on the fairway very nicely, and we're tracking and dropping this one in for the albatross. If you're enjoying the free content here on the channel and want to support that and help keep it free, we've launched a brand new patreon.com homepage. There is the link. There are lots of perks if you want to become a member over there. All support of the channel is massively appreciated, and it will help, of course, to continue to provide the Golf Clash content here for you. So please go and check that out over at patreon.com/BK Golf Clash. Here we will once again use the quarterback to set up. Before spin, have the ball guide pointing at the left edge of the sign up ahead. That's at P3 max rest. Then we switch to APOC and Grizzly. 5.8 top spin, 2 left spin, which of course means you can use a Titan if you want to save on the Kingmakers. Max +10 is going to be the adjustment here once we've done our club swap and added spins, of course. And then all we need to do is concentrate on hitting perfect. We're going to be setting up a rough bump using the Grizzly. It takes me to +5, so you're not going to endanger any overpower with APOC 4. Even, I wouldn't have thought, with a Titan in high wind, you'd still be fine. So centre the ball and hit perfect. We're going to bounce over the rough very nicely, rolling down the next fairway. And then we're going to perform a rough check with the Grizzly to work out our slider. Your drive distance here for reference is going to be around 335 yards. So there's the rough check. Bullseye over the rough line in a direct line with the pin, and that gives me +3 with the Grizzly level 9. That will be +6 with Grizzly 7 and 8. Then we're adding top spin. It's going to be around 3.1, maybe 3.2 top spin, depending on your drive. But have a look at the ball guide here. I've got a little bit of the red ring outside the rough, but the ball guide is just going through the pin there. Okay, make sure you've got that bit correct, otherwise you will of course come in too short. For the rough check of +3, we're going 28% slider, 0 elevation. This does land a little bit close to the edge of the rough, so a great right might be questionable. If you're worried about that, then you could of course try adding 1 bar of right spin and setting up further in to the rough just to safeguard a great right, but then you might need to take a token as well, because I haven't tried with a right spin. This was a top spin only approach, but the speed is very good and we actually drop it for the eagle. Here we're going to go with the sniper. We're adding spin first, 2 top spin, 2 left spin. And then we're going to find our position with the red ring touching the rough and the bunker at the same time. It's going to be at +9 yards, but not at the top or bottom of it. But look at the ball guide. You want it around 1/3 of the way along that lighter green square column. And of course it is offset accordingly because of the wind angle. So add your spin first and then find the position. The ring references there. You've got the red ring touching the rough and the sand as well. Mid +15, power 2 settings using sniper 10 numbers. Of course you will need wind angle tweaks as well, and maybe some wind strength tweaks as well, but this is a reference drop, catching the rough very nicely in the center there and catching the pin in for the hole. On this par 5, start with a power 3 ball in NMT position, then you switch to your berserker and add spin. 5.8 top spin and 1 bar of right spin. Now if you accidentally load the hole with a berserker, simply put the Kingmaker on very quickly, because that will automatically snap your target back to the right point, and then go back to your berserker. So, but obviously it's easier if you just start the hole with a Kingmaker. Max +10, power 5, then I'm going to push up 1 ring. Okay, 1 ring with APOC 5 and 6, 0.9 rings with APOC 4, but then you would need to push up another 1.6 rings. So with the APOC 4, your grand total of push-up will be 2.5 rings. Full overpower, slow needle, but no curl. The reason I do more push-up with APOC 4 is you've got to get the 6 yards back that you lose in power. So practice with the token just to check everything through, but a good drive will get you to 416 yards. Now we're going to have a go here with the sniper, and in the end I settle with 2 back spin and 2 right spin, and then I find my landing position here. And it's very important to have the ball guide short of the hole, because look at the amount of tailwind we're dealing with here. So I'm aiming at the pin, but you can see here the ball guide is a good 3 or 4 green squares short of the hole. Pause the video, take a screenshot, zoom in if you can, try and replicate the position. Plus 17 with sniper 10 will be plus 19 with sniper level 9. And for those reference checks, accordingly, we're going to go 88% slider, 10% elevation, 2 pulls over the bullseye, using power 5 numbers and using sniper 10 numbers. A lot of information there to take in. Make sure you get all the details right to increase your drop rate. Centre the ball and hit perfect, bouncing comfortably away from the rough, and actually very nicely here we hit the pin and fall for an albatross. Thanks very much for watching this video here on the channel. If it has helped you in any way, please consider sharing it amongst your friends and clanmates in the game. Join us also on Facebook. Head over there, search for BK Golf Clash and join our free group. Loads of members there sharing shots. Free guides are posted, as well as loads of other great Golf Clash resources. So check us out there. You can join in the discussion and also leave feedback on the game in general. Finally, if you wish to help support the channel and keep the content free for everybody, please consider becoming a Patreon member. The link is in the video description down below. Good luck, see you soon, bye for now.